In the Campaign 2008 segment tonight, how does John McCain get noticed during this European Obama-rama? With us now is Nancy Pfotenhauer. She's the national spokesperson for McCain, who joins us from Arlington, Virginia. So, Nancy, I'm watching this unfold today on television. We have Barack Obama. He's not a candidate. He's just a man in Paris. He's standing next to Nicolas Sarkozy. Let's listen.
We talked about Iran, which we agree is an extraordinarily grave situation. President Sarkozy and I agree that the world must send a clear message to Iran to end its illicit nuclear program.
Now, I'm watching this and I'm thinking, gosh, he kind of looks like a head of state, and I guess he wants us to all think he's already the head of state. But tell me how John McCain thinks it's proper counter-programming to meet with the Dalai Lama when Obama is meeting with President of France.
Well, Senator McCain has a lot of respect for the Dalai Lama, as do most leaders of the free world, if you will. And right now there's the opportunity, because he's in the United States. Senator McCain was already traveling to Colorado, which is a very important state for us in the upcoming election. And so it's the opportunity to sit down with him and get his read on whether or not China is making good, really, on their promise to try to bring together some progress after the very serious uprising and heavy-handed approach of China in April.
So is this McCain counter-programming with his own foreign policy and diplomatic expertise and meeting with this clear foe of the Chinese repression, what's going on in China, Tibet? Because I'm heartened to hear that, because we've had administration after administration cozy up to China. Does this foreshadow some new viewpoint on the part of McCain?
Well, Senator McCain has always been very clear on this type of, whenever this type of situation arises in the world. And when this situation occurred in April, Senator McCain issued a very strong statement saying that China needed to change the way they were treating the Dalai Lama and the Tibetans. And in fact, if we didn't see that kind of progress, that President Bush should consider not attending the opening ceremonies of the Olympics in China. He felt so strongly about it. And so this is kind of a follow-up visit. But if I may, what Senator McCain has been doing this week, when Barack Obama has been being a citizen of the world, if you will, he's been reaching out to American citizens, and he's been talking about the issues that they care about, bringing energy prices down, getting the economy back on track, and keeping our nation safe. And that is reflected in the tightening poll numbers in these key battleground states that we're seeing in Minnesota, in Michigan, and in Colorado.
He's still behind in pretty much every major national poll, however, Nancy. And we had Larry Sabato on the show from University of Virginia, and his point is that McCain's running a campaign that's too risk-averse. He's not taking risks out on the campaign trail. What do you make of that criticism? And I think he's pointing to when you're going to select and announce the vice presidential choice. And I would say go out there to Anwar and say, look, I've examined this situation, and it's more important to decrease the price of gasoline for every American than it is for me to stand on my high horse or my high caribou in Anwar.
Well, I heard what Larry had to say, and I have to say I disagree with him. First of all, if you look at the generic ballots, Senator McCain is doing fantastically well, and that is a reflection of a lot of things, mostly that what his message is resonating. And the more people focus in the next 100 days on the differences they have, the choice they have before them with Senator McCain and his different view of the role of government, if you will, and Senator Obama, who has a view that is much closer to Germany and France, just to tie to what's going on this week with their high taxes, high spending, high regulation approach to economic policy that's a job killer and it's the worst thing you could do in this economy, versus Senator McCain, who's talking about low taxes, low spending, free trade, increasing domestic production to lower energy prices. That's right. What people are going to want.
Let me tell you what my listeners on my radio show are saying. And this is pretty generic comment, but it's making a generalization here. But they're frustrated because they think Senator McCain is not hitting Obama hard enough. And I know he turned up the heat on the rhetoric this week, and a lot of us were glad to see that. I talked in the Talking Points memo about talking about the American constituency versus the European constituency, the American worker versus the world worker or the European worker. That message, I think, is going to be what hits people harder than this kind of just blathering about, this or that issue on a daily basis. I think it's got to be America first, America's supremacy in the world. We will not give that up. That's my view, and that's what my listeners are saying.
Well, and I don't think that's at all at odds with what we've been saying. And in fact, Senator McCain has called Senator Obama on the carpet on a few things. Not to, first of all, the idea that Senator Obama could go to Iraq and then openly disregard the recommendations of our generals on the ground there is stunning. It's absolutely stunning. Then you see him standing next to President Sarkozy and if you will, have it articulating a position that's directly at odds with one that he articulated 2 weeks ago. I don't know whether he forgot it or whether he's just so used to pandering to whatever audience he's talking to that that's just what comes out of his mouth. But Senator McCain has been calling him on that and focusing, I think, correctly on what his vision for the country is. And that's what people are responding to.
Gas prices, the economy, growing our economy. Who will be more likely to grow our economy? Barack Obama with cap and trade, and I hope McCain changes his mind on that, cap and trade and all these environmental regulations and a global order, or John McCain with low taxes, low regulation. People want to grow this economy. Nancy, always great to see you. Thanks for being with us.